An ever-repeated question. PARALLEX, the performance of Zhana Ivanova at the Mediamatic WIE Spinoza event, is at first sight primarily a memory game. Main characters are the tight-fitting Tashi and Hanin men in the black suit, and Mariangela and Marianne, who are gracefully dressed in black pencil skirts. All four have been hypnotized by a previous event from which they cannot distance themselves. They are like rotating fish in an aquarium in their stylized white kitchen room, opened on two sides, where they scan the interior in a very inventive way. The gentlemen apparently feel professional bartenders, the ladies bring the long-gone Hollywood comedies back to life in their inventive use of chair and table. And it always fascinates how everything on the stage proceeds itself, the bars with glasses and bottles, the chairs, the doors, but also the more or less danceable mise-en-scene and choreography. Everything is multiplied as by invisible mirrors, also the dialogues and the meaningful silences in between.
It isn't safe. Move. They're all dead. Move.
You would be foolish to do anything hasty.
Move.
I have things in my
You
possession.
just keep moving.
That's close enough.
And in the circumstances, one's paranoia.
I said that's close enough!
Gets out of hand.
Stop!
Then you are going to take these from me. If I could say a word about that.
No, you can keep them. You can keep as many as you can swallow.
It's a nice place. Is it temporary?
No, not really.
Wonderful view.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's almost completely dark outside. Is this the room?
Yes, it is. It must be almost 9. Does he know you're here?
Am I changed so much then? Or do you pretend you do not recognize me? 1. PARALLEX is an exemplary performance with few, but all too meaningful words, that for everything is a passionate relationship drama. And if the canvas falls after an hour, what was first and foremost a superficial conversation in a kitchen, has now become a philosophical debate in a conceptual mirror palace, a reflective theater full of repetitions. As if it was an imaginary conversation with Baruch D. Spinoza. In PARALLEX is not the real reality, but the way we remember it, primarily contained in that banal question, for those who want to make contact with another. Have not we met before? Or, what do I know about? With the same, disappointing answers. I do not remember it properly. Or, what do you imagine? Or, that must have been in 28 or 29. Or any other positive or negative variation. Tashi and Hanin, Mariangela and Marianne also speak to each other in this banal way. But at the same time they seem obsessed with something else that does not let them go.
he's the one. Kill him. I finally found him. How long have I been looking? Day-to-day stuff. No sort of useful. Sammy Jack has had the same problem, but if you can make it work. Wait. Where am I? Some anonymous motel room. I'm just someone who wanted to make things right. Can I just let myself forget what you've told me? You're John G. So you can be my John G.
I do not seem to recognize it.
No, nobody knows I'm here.
Guess what I saw today?
Shoot.
At 8:45, I saw him enter the building at number 47. There was a woman with him. Not too tall, thin. They were laughing together.
They must have been friends or lovers. They must have had a good time together.
Imagine, they have seen it with their own eyes, between so and then, that one, anonymous person, who went into a building with a woman at that one time, will come out with another woman again in no time. Come. Whoops. Something banal too, for adult people who have stuck in an event of nothing, to return to them in their sparse, repeatedly repeated dialogues, as if they were subject to critical scrutiny. In this mix of suggestive talk and an alleged memory loss, quarrels between M and T, or between H and M cannot be avoided. The atmosphere between M, T and H is sometimes icy, harsh, surreal. They are cool frogs who drink whiskey like water, and then also stare out, just above us, or literally in our faces. And do not care about the fact that there is little development in their actions, rather that they get inspiration from that.
Is it safe?
Is what safe?
Is it safe?
I don't like this kind of talk. I think you should leave.
But this is my house. Is it safe?
Yes, it is. Nothing can go wrong.
Is it safe?
No, it is not. Be careful.
safe?
Yes, it is.
Is it safe? Is it safe?
Are you talking to me?
Is it safe?
Is what safe?
Is it safe?
I don't like this kind of talk. I think you should leave.
But this is my house. Is it safe?
Yes, it is. Nothing can go wrong.
Is it safe?
No, it is not. Be careful.
Is it safe?
You keep asking about the truth, the identity of those four figures. What do they have together? Do they do it together? Has a fatal accident happened? In any case, jealousy is clearly present in that apparent amnesia. And so what initially seemed like a problem, slowly grows into a serious affair that also does not let you go. And then Parallax becomes more than a performance in which the stage drama is profiled as a drama. Because on the scene the action is driven by something very heavy. But then what? Is it only a possible hidden love affair that sets everything in motion, or maybe that Parallax also plays out? Parallaxing. You browse, in retrospect, in a dictionary to the meaning of parallax.
Yes, it is.
Do you really believe that to be true?
I believe that is the answer to your question.
What is my question?
I do not want to get mixed up in anything. Or know anything. It's a nice place. Is it temporary?
Is it safe?
No, not really.
Yes, it is. Wonderful view.
Is it safe?
Yes, it is, isn't it?
No, it is not. It's almost completely dark outside.
Yes, it is. It must be almost 9. Does he know you're here?
No, nobody knows I'm here.
A concept that is usually used when measuring distances from the stars to the Earth. Then you search Euclid Optica, find proposition 54, where Ivanova was also inspired, and realize how that old movement parallax in stereometry, where the apparent speed of the stars is determined by the distance, they move slower as they further away, also applies to her stars on the stage. So in parallax Ivanova does not show the distance to the stars, but the distance to her stars. How far removed and at what angle do we get Mariangela, Marianne, Tashi and Hanin in the picture? Map those difference views, the angles at which we view her stars. So that a second visit in a different place with the difference angles between stage and the players inside, is recommended by the director. So that you will actually experience the two independent times that lead to a parallax in two different perspectives.
Une braide à demi repliée vers les cheveux, une main abandonnée, l'autre sur le menton, l'index tendu, presque sur la bouche, comme pour ne pas crier. Et maintenant, vous êtes là. Non, cette fin-là n'est pas la bonne. C'est vous vivante qu'il me faut. Vivante, comme vous l'avez été déjà, chaque soir, pendant des semaines, pendant des mois.
Je ne suis jamais restée si longtemps nulle part.
Oui, je sais. Ça m'est égal. Pendant des jours et des jours. Pourquoi ne voulez-vous encore vous souvenir de rien?
Vous délirez. Je suis fatiguée. Laissez-moi. trouve ce jeu absurde.
C'est un truc à connaître.
Il suffit d'en prendre un nombre impair.
Il y a des règles, sûrement.
C'est celui qui commence qui perd.
Je me rappelle que Franck jouait à cela l'année dernière. Si, j'en suis sûr. Ce qu'il faut, c'est prendre à chaque fois le complément à 7.
Dans quelle rangée?
Je vous en prie. Commencez donc.
Avec plaisir. Lequel voulez-vous que je prenne?
Celui-ci.
Parfait.
Eh bien, j'ai perdu.
Le petit nombre impair total. C'est une série logarithmique.
Non! Non! C'est faux. Ce n'était pas de force. Souvenez-vous. Pendant des jours et des jours, chaque nuit, toutes les chambres se ressemblent. Et cette chambre-là, pour moi, ne ressemblait à aucune autre. Il n'y avait plus de portes, plus de couloirs, plus d'hôtels, plus de jardins. Il n'y avait plus même de jardin.
Guess what I saw today?
Shoot.
At 8:45, I saw him enter the building at number 47. There was a woman with him. Not too tall, thin. They were laughing together.
They must have been friends or lovers. They must have had a good time together.
Maybe. At 8:45, I saw her leave the building. This time she was with another man in a suit.
Okay. Maybe she's a prostitute.
They walked together in silence till they reached this building on the corner where they stood by the staircase staring at something in the distance. By then it was 8:45. It was almost completely dark outside. Now listen good. In the distance something happened. There was a man and there was a woman with him. Not too tall, thin.
I don't like this kind of talk. I don't like this kind of talk. I think you should leave.
But this is my house.
Me. I don't know if I'm coming or going. If the clock says 8:45, I might think it's almost 9. However, if it was coming up to 9, then I would be standing over there. See? We have met before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Is this the room?
Yes, it is.
I don't seem to recognize it.
Is that so?
We have met before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Ivanova works in the shadow of Euclid, and apparently also in Einstein's. It sounds a bit pompous, but with her playing parallax she knows how to bring mathematical magic on the stage. As if she was playing a quick chess with them, with the actors and the chairs as the chess pieces, to then reanalyze that part, from left and right, from below and above. Ivanova calls it something like composing music or editing a movie. But it also has something of a chair dance, as the players regularly exchange and take over their dialogues and postures. With a bit of imagination, you can already view the second parallax performance through that factor chair dance. And then more and more perspectives and parallel lines open up that can grow into new structures on a regular basis. Because in parallax there is not just two, but an X number of perspectives, is now certain. Parallax. Parallax. They take their glasses and stand motionless at the bar. X, you hardly seem to remember me. Intermezzo, are you?
Axon N, the longest running radio play in history. Tonight, continuing in the Baltic region, a gray winter day in an old hotel.
Dat zo is, dat het bestaat en hoe groot acht je de kans dat we op een moment of in een tijd leven dat zoiets weer zou kunnen gebeuren. Hè? Ik noemde net al even die avond bij de studenten aan de UvA. Nou waren daar geloof ik, weet niet, 200, 300 mensen, dus dat stelt allemaal, maar goed, dat was in Parijs aanvankelijk ook niet zo. Maar het zou zomaar kunnen, denk ik dan.
Je hebt maar 1% nodig in de
Ja, maar hoe zie jij dat? Heb je enig idee of is dat gewoon volkomen slag in de lucht? Of kunnen we iets doen?
The Blue Lady, Miss Dorothy Valens.
I don't think so. Where is it? You think we met?
At your house. Don't you remember?
No. No, I don't. Are you sure?
Yes, I am. It is almost 9. You better go. I don't like this kind of talk. I think you should leave.
But this is my house.
It's a nice place. Is it temporary?
No, not really.
Wonderful view.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Is it safe?
I do not want to get mixed up with anything or know anything. I do not want to get mixed up in anything or know anything.
Well, you don't, do you? Your part is almost done. Soon you can forget about the whole thing.
Are you safe, Tashi? Zhana Ivanova puts the consciousness of players and audience under her exciting artistic impulse. She lets you observe her actors for an hour and lure them out of the tent. Actors are regularly the passive group here, the audience then plays the leading role.
Ik meine.
What's going on here?
Your part is almost done. Soon you can forget about the whole thing. What is it?
Something happened. Something is going to happen.
Why do you think that?
It was something he said when we met by the bar. He was there, looking at me for a long time. And then he said that when the time comes, I would know.
It's almost 9. You'd better go. Guess what I saw today?
Shoot.
At 8:45, I saw him enter the building at number 47. There was a woman with him. Not too tall, thin. They were laughing together.
They must have been friends or lovers. They must have had a good time together.
Maybe. At 8:45, I saw her leave the building. This time she was with another man in a suit. Is it safe? Drink
pleasure.
Is it safe?
Yes, it is just a little game.
Keine Waffen. Das ist wirklich Bruno.
The eyes of the players are like digital cameras that record our behavior, our eyesight arrows, observe our place and store all these data somewhere. But do we, as the players, now also have to follow the directions of the director? Or can we better forget those new artistic functions derived by Ivanova from the Euclidean geometric lines?
Did you get my message? Jesus, yes, that was hilarious. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, naturally.
Bateman killing Allen and the escort girls. That's fabulous. That's rich.
What exactly do you mean?
The message you left. By the way, Davis, how's Cynthia? You're still seeing her, right?
Wait, Harold. What do you mean?
Oh, excuse me. Nothing. It's good to see you. Is that Edward Towers? Come on.
Wait,
Davis. I'm not one to badmouth anyone. Your joke was amusing. But come on, man. You had one fatal flaw. Bateman is such a dork. Such a boring, spineless lightweight. Now, if you said Bryce or McDermott. Otherwise, it was amusing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must be going.
Wait, stop. I did it, Carnes. I killed him. I'm Patrick Bateman. I chopped Alan's fucking head off. The whole message I left on your machine was true.
Excuse me. I really must be going now.
No, listen. Don't you know who I am? I'm not Davis. I'm Patrick Bateman. We talk on the phone all the time. Don't you recognize me? You're my lawyer. Now, Carnes, listen. Listen very, very carefully. I killed Paul Allen. And I liked it. I can't make myself any clearer.
But that's simply not possible. And I don't find this funny anymore.
It never was supposed to be. Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
Because I had dinner with Paul Allen twice in London. Just 10 days ago.
No, you didn't.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Is it safe? You are beautiful. You are very beautiful. Is it safe?
Yes. Nothing can go wrong as long as you play it by the rules.
Drink?
With pleasure. It's getting dark outside. It must be almost night.
Does he know you're here?
Nobody knows I'm here. Besides, he's gone.
Is it safe?
Yes. Nothing can go wrong as long as you play it by the rules. Nothing can go wrong.
You are beautiful. You are very beautiful.
Don't you think it's hot in here?
Don't you think your skirt is too short?
Don't you think life is too short?
Parallax simply view as and in simple texts and short dialogue set up, as Isabella Coda Swartz wants. Intrigue, guilt and oblivion mixed with carmine lipstick and tense looks.
Want to make a statement? The boys tell me I did a couple of murders. Anything in it? I think you better let me have it. Bring in your book. If I hadn't been in my office that night with my brain cells playing hide and seek with those dizzy flashes down the street, I'd have never got messed up with a stolen jade necklace.
I've never hired a detective before. What are the rates?
As much as the traffic will bear.
When can you start?
I've already started. Well, this looked like something to rub your palms about. But my client's lovely stepdaughter had other ideas.
What did she ask you to do?
She wanted me to kiss her and find her jade necklace.
Whatever she was willing to pay you, I'll up it. Just stay away from her. Forget the whole thing.
It sounded screwy, but it's a funny thing. I always follow through on a sale, even if it pays dividends in a broken skull. I didn't see what hit me. I didn't have to. The first thing I knew, I found myself heaped on a bed like a bag of bones, ready for the scrap heap. My throat was dry. My hands felt like a bunch of bananas. I couldn't stand on my pins. Okay, I said to myself, you're a tough guy. Let's see you get out of this straitjacket.
Help! Help!
Is it safe? You are beautiful. You are very beautiful. Is it safe?
Yes. Nothing can go wrong as long as you play it by the rules.
pleasure. It's getting dark outside. It must be almost night.
Does he know you're here?
Nobody knows I'm here. Besides, he's gone.
Is it safe?
Yes. Nothing can go wrong, as long as you play by the rules. Nothing can go wrong.
You are beautiful. You are very beautiful.
In her crossing of Morenbat and Mediamatic, Ivanova gave Rob Grillet's dialogues, and the silences in between, a beautiful restyling. The classic style of the past, men in tuxedo and bow tie, who dresses ladies in 50s, has been translated into the casual clothes of today.
You're not gonna get hurt. You're fucking Beretta. They believe every fucking word because you're super cool.
There goes our boy. I swear, guy has to have rocks in his head the size of Gibraltar to work undercover. You want one of these? Yeah, give me the bear claw.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. I can't stop this feeling.
Hey, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Black women ain't the same as white women. There's a slight difference. Very funny. You know what I mean. What a white bitch will put up with, a black bitch wouldn't put up with for a minute, man. They got a line, and if you cross it, they fuck you up.
I gotta go along with Pink on that one. I've seen it happen. Okay, Mr. Expert, if this is such a truism, why is it that every nigger I know treats his woman like a piece of shit?
I'll make you a bet that those same damn niggers who are showing their ass in public, when their bitches get them home, man, they chill the fuck out.
Not these guys.
Oh yeah, those guys too.
He has a story. One of Daddy's clubs. It's a black cocktail waitress named E. Lois. E. Lois? Yeah, E. Lois. E. and Lois. She called her Lady E.
Where was she from, Compton?
From Ladora Heights.
Oh, Ladora Heights. That's the Black Beverly Hills.
Oh, it's not the Black Beverly Hills. It's the Black Palos Verdes. Anyway, Lady E, I mean, she was a man-eater rapper. Unfucking.
The somewhat fuzzy, faded images from the old film acquire something like a past from the collective consciousness in this glossy black and white. For example, parallax even possesses the cinematic qualities of Morenbad, as if the new type of lenses used for the film, which keeps the foreground and background in sharp focus, are incorporated in its performance. Parallax reenacts Morenbad, and introduces the original film stars to contemporary actors. Where exactly that short, ever-repeated greeting? Where have we met each other before? A superior connection. It is marvelous how the characters identified in Morenbad with letters such as X, Y, Z and M, Delphine Seyrig, Giorgio Albertazzi, Sacha Putoff and Françoise Bertin, get acquainted with Mariangela, Marianne, Tashi and Hanin, now collectively, to ask about the past. Reply. The old and the new mice and scene and dialogues mix into a new version. We listen to this introduction. We have met each other already. I do not remember it well anymore. That must have been in 28 or 29. Says one, and the other far away in thought, answer. The days that we, side by side, experienced and all looked alike.
Is it safe?
Have not you been here that long? Ivanova mixes the dialogues from Morenbad with those of Morenbad, and thus all kinds of unsuspected parallaxes arise here. Here is the culmination of her performance, now that we are suddenly caught up in a countless many-dimensional parallax world. Suddenly we are also registered in the scenario of Morenbad. You are always the same. It is as if I left you yesterday. I hear myself say to one of the players, "What has become of you after all this time?" He answers me, "Nothing, I've remained the same all the time." I replicate him.
Ja,